Okay, we are live.
Yeah, perfect. So, hi, good afternoon. Welcome to summer and fall 25 registration. Maybe you can go to the next slide, Jennifer, and we can just start with some quick introductions. And it looks like so far we only have one other person on the call, right? So we'll do some introductions to start off. My name is Mark Thouin. I'm an associate dean here in JSOM for graduate programs. And this webinar, this session is really all about helping you understand the process you should go through to register for classes for your first term. So everyone on this call is a new student. They haven't yet enrolled in classes, and this session will help guide you and make good decisions along the way. So I'm looking at our attendee list too, and we only have looks like one person in the session. So I don't know, Jennifer, is it possible to share his or her camera with the group, with the rest of us? We can keep this maybe conversational as we move forward, and I'll let you try and work on that while we continue along with the introductions. Dr. Shekhar,
Yes.
do you want to go ahead and say hello?
Absolutely. Well, welcome everybody. We very excited for this session because this is technically a step towards coming to UT Dallas. You got your admit, and I'm sure you're very excited. Your family, your friends, everybody's excited about you starting a new program. But in the next hour or so, we'll be answering questions about, and very specific questions about, how do you register for classes? What are the steps that you need to take? What are some of the deadlines or important information that you should know as a student to help you in this whole process? Again, this is just the start of our registration season. Your appointment to start enrollment might not have opened up yet, but we just want to make sure that you're acquainted with what the policies and the procedures are, especially the details. The devil lies in the details. So we want to make sure you're aware of it. We will be sharing some information about program specific webinars as well that will happen over the next 2 weeks, uh, where you can ask questions specific to your program. But uh, we are here to help, and I'm sure that between now and the time you start your classes, there will be multiple touch points, whether it is in person or it is through another webinar. But we're very glad to have you here and very excited for you. Anne, would you like to go
Hi.
next?
Sure. Yes, I'm Anne Barnes, Assistant Director for Grad Advising. I've been here quite a while. Yeah, we're going to talk about registration and what you need to do to get started on your program. Do you want to move forward?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Okay.
figure out how to bring we have two people now. I'm trying to figure the how to bring them on screen, but yeah, you can continue for now.
Okay. Well, welcome. We're so excited to meet you and to see you come in. We've been emailing back and forth for months, so it's finally good to have people come in and get ready for the summer and fall semesters. Registration is going to start next month. This is a good time to get things ready to go. The first slide we're looking at here is the academic calendar. So this can be your best friend or your worst enemy, depending on how you use it, right? We want it to be your best friend. So the academic calendar has deadlines for registration, last day to register for classes, when classes begin. For summer is June 2nd. Regular registration deadline ends May 29th. Okay. Late registration after that, if you're not registered by that time, late registration does incur a fee, but that deadline is there for June 5th for summer. Okay, so university closings are also on the academic calendar, as well as drop deadlines. So there are drop deadlines if you want to drop a class or swap your classes out, the deadlines are there for that. If for some reason you get a fantastic job, you register for classes, or you're all set up to go, you get an interview and you get a job, and have to move across the country. You're moving to New York. I got this great opportunity. I'm moving to New York. You're registered for classes. Email JSOM Grad Advising before you pack a box. Say, I need help. I need to drop all my classes. The complete drop deadline is on that second page of the academic calendar, and that'll tell you when you can drop your classes and get your full refund, because we want you to get your money back. So if you drop classes before the first day of class, you get a full refund there. After the first day of class, it drops. So how much you get back. So that second page of the academic calendar is important. For students registering in the summer semester, we recommend 6 credit hours, no more than 6 credit hours, plus the MAS 6102 class if you're going to take that your first semester, which you should. If you're a working professional, you think you can waive it, it's possible to do a waiver form and waive that class if you have 2+ years of professional work experience. We have waiver forms on the JSOM Grad Advising page at there. You can request to waive it. So students must either take the class or register for it for their first semester. So classes for summer are 11 weeks. Summer goes very, very quickly. There's usually one class period per semester, per week for the summer semester. So if you miss that, if they have class on Monday from 1 to 3:45, right? And if you miss a class, then you've missed a week's worth of classes. The summer goes pretty quickly. If you've applied for summer, you're admitted to summer, you must take classes that semester. You can't just skip summer and then register into fall, or you'll be deemed a no-show. It's possible to defer your admission from summer to fall. If you need to do that, you can reach out to JSOM Grad Advising or the admission office, and they can help you with that. There's forms on the website for that. Let's look at the fall calendar. For summer classes registration is going to begin, I'm so sorry, go back one. The summer registration opens for everyone the first week of April. April 7th is when registration opens. The schedule is going to go live on the 31st, next Monday. So be aware that that's when their schedule is going to be available for you. And you can start registering for classes the first week of April, on April 7th. For fall semester, we can go back forward one to fall. Fall semester, students will have an enrollment appointment assigned. It's assigned a date and a time. It'll show up in your enrollment tab, and we'll go over that in a little bit. But for fall, we recommend 9 credit hours is full-time at the graduate level for fall. If you're working and you're a domestic student and you want to take one class in the fall, one class you can, it's fine. If you want to take 2 classes and work full-time, that's good. I do not recommend working full-time and taking 9 credit hours. It's way too much. So just to be aware of that, and we'll go over that more. So the
And
deadlines are
I
here.
just had a quick question, since we do have a small group with us. Just there is a way to ask questions if you go to the Q&A tab at the top. So it's kind of dead center, top center of your Teams window. You should see a Q&A tab. You can type in a question if you have a question. I asked a question just to try and get a feel for who's with us today. Our domestic students, some will be part-time students, some will be full-time students. We usually have a mix, and so the advice we give varies and depends on your unique circumstances. So if you could go to the chat window and just type in any questions you have, and maybe answer the question I asked as well, that would be great. And yeah, sorry for the interruption there, Anne. I'll turn it back over to you. Thank you.
No, that's fine, because we do have, it does depend. So working professionals, you may be really busy at work one semester and you can only take one class. That's great. You have, semester, if you have summer, if you have accountants, I know accountants are really busy right now, right? And they only want to take 1 or 2 classes for spring. And you're maybe not having as much to do in the summer and fall. It can take 2 or 3 classes depending on your work schedule. That's always good too. So it is absolutely flexible, the classes you can take. So the fall deadlines are there as well as university closings. We do close for the Thanksgiving break as well. So there's that. Last day of classes, first day of classes, last day of classes are listed there as well. Does anybody have any questions about the academic calendar? Use it as your best friend, and print it out, stick it on the fridge, right? So that way you're looking at it every day, you know what's going on. So that might be helpful. And go to the next slide. So one of the things that is really important, this is probably one of the most important things we can tell you, is to know your degree plan. Your catalog, if you're starting in the summer, you're going to be on the fall 24 catalog. The academic catalog comes out once a year. The fall 25 catalog will come out May or June, somewhere in there usually. And we'll be watching for that to come out. If you're starting in classes in the summer, then you'll still be on the fall 24 catalog. If you're starting in the fall, then you will be on the fall 25 catalog. For now, you can look at the fall 24 catalog and get a good idea about what's going to be required in your catalog. I'm not expecting huge changes this year, but it depends on your program, and you'll need to check your catalog to be sure. Okay, so part of your degree plan is your catalog is your contract with the university. These are the classes that are required for you to complete the degree and to earn your degree. Those are not going to change. So if you start on one catalog, you want to switch to a new upcoming catalog, you can email the Graduate Advising Office and we'll help you with that. We'll answer any questions like that. The class MAS 6102 I was discussing earlier, required for all students the first semester, or if you've got 2+ years professional work experience and you want to waive it, the waiver is required your first semester. So that's there too, and it's listed on your catalog as well. So the catalog, your degree plan is going to consist of core classes and electives. So depending on your catalog, you'll need a 3.0 GPA for your core, no matter which degree you're completing, and then a 3.0 overall GPA for the degree. And all the degrees are 36 credit hours. Okay, so you'll be able to look at your degree plan and see what classes you might want to take. You can hover over the degree plan and hover over the classes in your catalog and say, oh, I like this class. This looks really interesting. Or, oh, I heard about this one. I might want to take that class. Okay. We also have Coursebook. You can use Coursebook. It's a really good tool to research your classes, research professors, anything you might want to do there. I look at a past syllabus for a class. Oh, yeah, that looks really good. Or, I'm not really interested in that one anyway. So it'll help you kind of decide what you want to take. The degree planners is your tool to track your classes. And we'll send you updated degree audits and things like that from the advising office to make sure you're on track. And you can always email us and we'll help you as well. But your degree plan is your tool to make sure you've got everything covered and complete all the requirements. Some degrees require internships. You want to make sure you're meeting those requirements as well. Working professionals sometimes want to do a special project in their job to meet that internship requirement. That's an option. You can discuss that with your department as well. Emails, all emails will come to your UT Dallas email account. So log on, get familiar with your UT Dallas email account. Any emails that you send us need to come from your UTD email account. We cannot accept emails from Gmail or Yahoo or anything else. All emails must come from your UT Dallas email account. It verifies you as a student and make sure we have the correct student, we're giving you the correct information. So we want to make sure we're giving you what you need. And we'll send it back if you see something from a personal email like, sorry, please send this again from your UT Dallas email account. Like, oh yeah, I forgot. And then you'll be okay. Any questions regarding the catalog? No questions so far? Okay. So logging into Galaxy, your Galaxy account is where you're going to find your new student enrollment appointment and everything you need at UT Dallas. You go to the UT Dallas webpage and you hit Galaxy Login. So you'll log in here with your net ID and password, which you'll set up. The net ID will be assigned to you and you'll set up your password. So if you have problems with any of that advising, we don't know anything about the tech part. You can email the help desk and they'll help you with that part. You'll log in there. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. Your student ID center is here, your UTD student center. So this is where all the good stuff is. This is where you're going to have all of your information. You have tasks to complete. Your email is there under communications, my academics, your classes, and help you schedule your classes and get ready to go. Okay, you'll have an enrollment appointment for fall. Summer students will have open enrollment. But for fall, enrollment appointments are staggered. So graduating students will go first, and they will be able to register a little bit earlier to make sure they get the classes they need to complete their degree. They'll be staggered, so you'll have plenty of chances to register for classes. So it'll be fine. There's plenty of classes and sections to choose from. Excuse me. The fall enrollment appointments will be in your student center. There'll be a date and a time, like 10 o'clock or April 4th or April 7th at 10 o'clock. That's your time when you can start to register for classes. That doesn't mean you have to finish registering at that time. That just begins your start time. So from that point on, you can register at any time until the last day of registration. Any questions on that so far? Okay.
No, there's no
So,
questions right now.
okay, that's good. So task list, you will have a task list. If you see this little icon, it goes over to-do list. If you're missing transcripts or degree certifications or anything else there, it'll list it there. And you may have holds. The holds will have a start date. If you're missing transcripts, those start dates will be a little bit later to allow you the time to get your documents in. But don't forget to do it. You want to go ahead and complete those so that you can register for the next semester for spring. They will give you a little bit of time to complete it, but it does have to be done. So official transcripts need to be sent in and things of that nature. It'll be on your to-do list. Holds, if you have holds for some reason, look at that. You can click on the hold and it'll tell you the department that needs to help you with that. So you can email JSOM Advising and we'll be happy to help. But if that hold lists the bursar's office, then it's not going to do a whole lot of good to email advising. We'll just tell you, yeah, this question needs to go to the bursar's office. You'll need to complete that there. Okay? Or whatever the hold may be. If you have tuition questions or admissions items that need to be completed, it'll tell you which department to do there. Completed agreements, if there's anything you need to do, all of your tasks will be listed there. It'll tell you where to find it. The UTD Student Center, manage my classes. This is really important. It allows you to view your current classes and check your schedule. The schedule planner is there, and that's going to help you register for classes and get everything set up. If you go to your schedule planner, it'll help you add your classes. Once the schedule is live, you can plan your classes out and look at sections and dates and times and plan that against your work schedule. And if you have a family schedule as well, anything you have going on in your life, you can add time in there for that as well. So really, it's a really good planner. I think you'll like it. Shopping cart, you'll add your classes to your shopping cart. You have to hit the submit button and the register button at the date and time that your enrollment appointment starts for fall. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to register. Putting them in your shopping cart, you got to check out, remember. So be sure to do that. We have students have that issue sometimes. If a class is full, then you will, there's a wait list option. So you'll be added to the wait list. If you want to add yourself to the wait list, you can do that. Students can only register for one waitlisted class at a time. So if you're on the wait list for one class, you cannot add another waitlisted class in. Be aware of that. Full-time at the graduate level is 9 credit hours. Again, you do not have to be full-time if you're a domestic student. You can take 1 to 2 classes if you wish, 1 class at a time and go through it, or 2 classes at a time, or whatever's going to fit your schedule. Okay. Exam schedules are there, bookstore links, all of the really good information is here in the Student Center. Okay. Registration. Everything must be conducted through your UTD email account. You can email JSOM Grad Advising from your UTD email account for sure. And keep your ID safe. The 202 number is going to be your specific number. It's like your driver's license, right? You're not going to go hand that number out to just anybody. So make sure you keep that safe. But please include your net ID when you email us. Your net ID will be a great thing for us to use to look you up in the system to make sure we have the correct student. We're giving you the correct information. Okay. And if you have more questions on registration, it's on the link there under the registration tab. And there's plenty to do, and there's lots of classes to choose from. So once you register, if you're registering for the summer semester, go ahead and register for your summer classes, and then 24 hours later, then your fall matriculation will populate, and you'll have a date and time assigned for your enrollment appointment there. And then once that opens up, then you can register for the fall semester. That way you get both semesters pretty quickly. It's automatic, so there's nothing to do. Just register for the summer classes, decide what you want to do, and then 24 hours later, your fall matriculation will show up too. Okay. And we'll help you out that way. So does anybody have questions on registration? We have a small group, so we can certainly open up for questions.
I will add here, Anne, that link you have in the bottom of the slide is super helpful.
It really is.
I go to it all the time. There
I do
are
too.
short, I don't know, 20-second videos
Yes.
that are, straightforward, direct to the point, that they all have numbers as well. So it's really organized well, and it just kind of walks you step by step through all the different things you're going to be doing as you register.
It really is my favorite page of ours. I will say it really is, because we use it all the time. There's videos there for everything. Really watch the videos, because it really walks you through step by step how to register and use a schedule planner for sure. We had a good time putting that one together. Okay, any questions? Okay, do we move forward? Program specific. So if you have questions regarding your degree plan advising can help you with, but also if you have questions about classes, the classes that you want to take, like, is this class going to help me in my career, or is this class better? A lot of the degree plans have tracks and that you can take. You're not required to take all the classes in one particular track in a lot of the degrees. So, but check with your programs. They're going to each have their own webinars for classes, and they go over requirements for the degree plan. The main thing to remember is not to register for too many classes in one semester, summer or fall. 6 hours in summer is full time at the graduate level, and it's rough. Okay, so you don't want to take too many classes. If you do take 9, please do not do it. We just really discourage it. You can always drop a class by the deadline to get your money back. Okay. Fall, you're going to take 9 credit hours as full time at the graduate level, plus the one MAS 6102. Same with summer, you'll have the MAS 6102. If you're not able to waive that, then you would be required to take it your first semester. It's offered both semesters. So again, 9 credit hours is full time at the graduate level. We do not, especially if you're working, I do not recommend any more than, you're working full time, 6 hours, and full time work is busy. You can do it, but it's busy. 9 credit hours full time and work full time. I've seen a lot of people really struggle. If you take too many classes and your GPA suffers, it's much more costly later to go and take another class, to retake a class, and to get a higher grade so that you can graduate, than it would be to slow down and take it a little bit slower. So just food for thought. I'd rather see people be really, take it a little bit slower and be really successful, make the really good grades, and then just kind of sail through the program, than to take too many and then struggle and then have to retake a class, maybe not graduate the time they wanted to. Okay. Any questions at all?
We don't have any at the moment. And
Okay. Be sure and contact with your programs. Email the programs, check in with them, check in. There's campus events going on. We have the career centers available. They're fantastic, especially for internships, and there's all kinds of hiring events on campus. All kinds of things for students to get involved in, and with their departments, as well as on campus, and lots to do. Okay. Let us know if you have any questions. Yeah, any questions, you can always email JSOM Grad Advising at UT Dallas. The question desk is always available as well, during working hours, of course. But if you have any questions, please let us know. We'll be glad to help. We're so excited to see you guys here. We've been emailing lots, so it'd be nice to see everybody in person. Anything anybody would like to add?
Yeah, and we will be sending the recording as well, just in case.
Okay, good.
You need to refer to this later on.
And I'll also add here that we do offer classes in a variety of formats. So we have,
Absolutely.
in-person, face-to-face classes where you come to campus and you take a class in the classroom. And we also have online options,
Mhm.
synchronous online and asynchronous online. So two different formats there. The synchronous online, just like it sounds, you're meeting at a set time each week. The instructor goes to a specially designed studio that we have on campus. We actually have several of them, and teaches from that studio while all of the students are able to connect wherever they happen to be. And they just pull up their computer, they log into Teams, and they participate in that session, right? And then
Right.
the other type of online class we have is asynchronous online. And for those types of classes, the sessions are recorded ahead of time. And typically once a week, material, a recording, a lecture will be released, and you have until the Sunday after the Monday that it's released to do your work. And
Right.
with async online, it's extremely flexible because you get to pick and choose when you do the work
Right.
typically, right? And
Mhm.
so as you're registering for classes, keep that in mind. Keep in mind that you may want to, mix an online class in with a face-to-face or in-person class, right? Or you may want to do all online. It's very, very flexible. And when you register for a class, and as you're registering, if you don't see a time slot for the class, that means it's asynchronous online. And for the synchronous online, how can they tell if it's online? What's the special
It
keyword
will
to look for?
say, I think it's a 5W1,
Yeah.
but it just depends on the class. And then when you look at the course description, all the classes have course descriptions. And in that course description, it'll tell you what it is. It'll tell you the mode. So OW1 for the section is completely online, asynchronous. The synchronous, I think, is a 5W1 section
And it won't,
number.
yeah, and it won't have a room location either. That's
Right,
right. So
right.
so if you see the class, it has a meeting time, but no
Time and
room
date. Hmm.
location, then that's another way to tell. That's right.
And
So
there's notes on each class too that states students are expected to attend the class on time with cameras on. So there's notes on there on how to attend the class, and that'll help you determine which one's fully online. And there's a mode of instruction on the course description as well. It will tell you as well, for
So we
sure.
have just in general a very flexible set of programs that you're able to tailor and customize to best help meet your needs, both in terms of, the content and the courses you take and the sequence in which you take the courses, how many you take,
Right.
the modality that you take as well. So,
Absolutely.
make the most of it, think about what works best for you, for your needs, and helps you work towards your career goals.
Absolutely. It's really something that's really beneficial for our working students as well, right? You can take as many classes as you want. Well, not as many. Please do not. More class, a full-time schedule if you want to, or you can just take one class, depending on how things go. And you can switch it up each semester. There's options there for sure. Okay. Any questions at all? Well, you guys are quiet. If you come to campus, stop in and say howdy. Be glad to see you and say hi in the hall. Like, oh yeah, I saw the webinar. Thanks. Or I really wanted to ask questions about this. Or you can ask us in the hall. We're used to advising in the halls as well. So you can make appointments with JSOM Advising after registration. You can make appointments with advising. We'll be happy to help. Or you can just email. We can answer all questions over email as well.
Ooh, we got a question coming in.
Okay.
It says, what are the recommended number of classes per semester?
It
Very
just
good
really
question.
depends on your schedule. Yeah. So are you working? Can you let us know if you're working? It depends on if you're working full time, part time. So it's up to you, right? So if you're working full time, I would suggest for fall, 2 classes in working full time is good. If you're working full time and starting in the summer, um, 1 class in the summer is good, right? It's just whatever you feel is appropriate for you. So if you're not working at all, then you want to take 9 credit hours as full-time at the graduate level. You take your 9 credit hours in the MAS 6102, or if you're able to waive that, that's a possibility too. You'll need to fill out the waiver form and submit it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the things to keep in mind is whether you're working or you're not working, just the first semester has, it comes with certain, lack of a better word, it's a new opportunity. It's less of a challenge, but it's a new way of doing things. You're trying to acclimatize with taking courses and doing the other things in your life, personal or professional. And there's a lot of adjustment that happens in your life with that class. So you might want to save maybe 1 or 2 courses are good for you to start off with, just to see how your schedule turns out to be for the whole semester. And then, as you progress into the next few semesters, you can start stacking up more and more courses. It's like going to the gym. You build that capacity. You don't start with 100-pound weights on day one. You start with something lighter. But at the same time, you probably have a timeline in your mind when you want to finish this. You know how many credits your program will need. If it's an MBA, it'll be 53 credits. If it's a master's degree, MS, it's 36. So you also kind of have a start and end point of that degree in your mind. Use these different data points to kind of adjust what your first semester looks like. Really being in that class for the first semester or set of classes in the first semester will give you a lot of perspective as to how you want to go ahead with the rest of the duration of your program. But don't feel like that you have to take too many courses just because, in your excitement, you might sign up for too much. Then you can chew. So you have that flexibility. Please use that flexibility. And I think your program directors are also a great resource to have this conversation with, because guess what? They work with hundreds of students and they give this kind of advice on a daily basis. So they might be some good people to talk to. They also, in a lot of cases, have introduced new students to alums or students who might have very similar profiles or lives like you all. So it's good to have that conversation to make a decision what number of courses you want to take.
They did say that they work part-time.
Okay. There you go.
There you go. Part-time classes and part-time work. Makes for a full-time schedule.
I like the way you put it. Part-time classes and part-time work is a full-time schedule.
True.
We might steal it, Anne. That was a very
There you
nice
go.
way of putting it.
Any other questions?
No, we don't have any at the moment.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. We hope to see you soon. You can always email us and we'll be glad to help.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.